Alright guys, Jobs here again. So ngayon meron po tayong breaking news. Ang YouTube channel ng Abs-Cbn guys ay terminated. And now, maraming nagiging usapan kung bakit nga ba na-terminate. Pero base sa aking pagsusuri at pagre-research guys, ang YouTube channel ng Abs-Cbn News Channel ay nahack. Opo, nahack. Base po sa ating research. Now, ngayon, ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo guys, paano ba posibleng nahack at ano yung mga maaari natin gawin upang protektahan ang ating mga sarili sa ganitong klase ng hacking. Okay? Now, may papakita ko sa inyo mga images. Ito ay kagaya nung nangyari kay Doggy, kung inyong naaalala. Yung YouTube channel ni Doggy, nahack din guys. Parehong-pareho, base sa research na ginawa ko, yung ginawa ng hacker. Kasi, may nagsasabi guys na hindi raw nahack. Okay? Ngayon, alisin natin sa isipan natin yung mga maling impormasyon. Kasi, ang nangyayari, nagbabasa ako sa Facebook at saka sa Twitter, ang sinisisi nila guys ay ang government, ang gobyerno. So, parang sinabi nila na ito daw ay kagagawa ni Duterte or kung ano-ano. Guys, wag tayong ganun. Kasi mali yung ganung pag-iisip na ginagawa natin politika eh. Okay? Now, para hindi maging politika itong nangyayari, suriin nating maigi. Ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo kung paano ba posibleng nahack. Pag sinabi kong posible guys, ito ay hindi 100%, pero ito yung pinakamalaking tsansa or pinakamalapit na ginawa ng hacker. Okay? Nalaman ko to base rin sa aking pagsusuri sa isang nahack din na YouTuber at nagkwento siya ng nangyari sa kanya. Okay? Aalamin natin yan. Pero bago yan, pakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano ako na-alarma sa ganitong issue at paano ako nag-research. No? So, ayan. Kaninang umaga, si Nico David, nag-post siya na terminate daw yung YouTube ng Abs-Cbn channel. Now, pinanood ko siya. So
what is up mga kamatis, mga kaibigan? Pagka marami kasing channel lang Abs-Cbn, nakikita nyo naman. So, sabi nila na-GG daw or na-terminate yung Abs-Cbn news channel. So, hanapin natin Abs-Cbn.
Ayan, hinahanap niya guys yung channel ng Abs-Cbn.
TV Patrol. TV Patrol, yan. Yan. So, pag tinignan mo, pag hinanap mo, wala ka mahanap.
Okay, para mas mabilis no guys. Ang ginagawa lang ni Nico David dito, hinahanap niya yung Abs-Cbn News Channel kasi hindi niya rin alam pa kung ano yung rason kung bakit na-terminate. So, confirmed, terminated yung channel ng Abs-Cbn News. Now, ano yung nangyari guys? Bakit naging terminated? So, may papakita ko sa inyo mga ilang screenshot na nakuha ko sa internet. Okay? Etong screenshot na to guys, ayan, yung nakikita nyo, terminated na yung YouTube channel. At base sa mga screenshot na to, ang Abs-Cbn News channel ay nahack. Kung naaalala nyo, kung nakikita nyo to guys, yung Ripple na to, it's a cryptocurrency scam. Ganito yung nangyari kay Doggy. Parehong-pareho. Kaninang umaga to guys ilalagay ko yung source yung kung saan ko nakuha yung screenshot no. Ayan. So ito, nag-i-stream si Abs-Cbn News channel ng Ripple cryptocurrency. It's a scam guys. Nang matagal na nangyayari to sa YouTube. Medyo mahaba kasi pag-uusapan natin yung tungkol sa scam. Pwedeng ibang video natin gawin yan. Pero ang gusto ko ipaliwanag ngayon, ano ba or paano ba nangyari to? Paano to nagawa na ma-take over yung YouTube channel? Okay? At the same time guys, paano nyo ba puprotektahan ang inyong mga sarili? Lalong-lalo na doon sa malalaking content creator. Ang gagawin natin guys ngayon, may i-review ako isang YouTube video galing din sa isang YouTuber na nangyari sa kanya tong gantong hacking. Ipinaliwanag niya yung nangyari sa kanya at nagbigay siya ng mga suggestion kung paano puprotektahan yung mga sarili niya guys. Yung ating mga sarili guys. Ngayon, yun yung i-review natin kung tama ba or yung mga suggestion ganyan and kung ano bang nangyari. Ito po yung pinakamalapit guys. Base kasi sa mga napanood ko before dun sa mga reaction kay Doggy, merong mga medyo technical word kasi yung ginamit, cell network exploitation or kung ano-anong klase. Medyo mahirap po gawin yon yung mga ganong klase ng atake. Posible siya pero sobrang hirap. Now, etong isa na to, yung papanoorin natin, eto yung pinakamalapit Guys, maniwala kayo. Now, pakita ko sa inyo. So, yun na po, no, base sa ating research, nahack siya, si ABS-CBN News Channel. Hopefully, maglabas sila ng article or maglabas sila ng confirmation na talagang 100% na take over yung kanilang YouTube channel. So, base sa research naman natin, nahack siya kasi Ripple cryptocurrency scam kaninang umaga nangyari, no? Ito, nakuha natin yung screenshot. Ilalagay ko sa description, guys, yung source ng screenshot, ha. Ayoko na lang banggitin yung pangalan. Alright. So, ngayon, re-reviewin natin kung paano ba nangyayari yung mga ganitong klase ng atake at paano nyo po protektahan. Yun yung pinaka-importante. Ito talaga yung purpose ng video. Okay? So, ayan. Base sa isang YouTuber, guys, si Lee Zavits, shoutout to Lee Zavits, guys, I was hacked, how to secure your YouTube channel. So, kaya ito yung pinili ko na video na re-reviewin dahil siya yung naka-experience mismo ng parehong nangyari dito sa ABS-CBN at dun kay Doggy, kung natatanda nyo. Now, ang gagawin natin, papanoorin natin to at magre-react tayo. Alright, so let's proceed.
What's up, guys? Look, it's a brand new video finally after 2 weeks. And this is an important video because, as the title says, I was hacked, and it's been a couple of crazy weeks recovering from this. The channel was converted into a cryptocurrency bot scam channel.
Alright, sinabi niya, no, na cryptocurrency din yung nangyari sa kanya. So, eto, pareho talaga no kay Doggy.
And if you were privileged enough to see it, the channel was rebranded as some Ripple cryptocurrency scam live stream that was...
Alright, so ayan, kita nyo naman sa screenshot na pinakita niya. Same na same nung pinakita ko screenshot kanina. Ripple din siya. So, it's a cryptocurrency scam. Tignan nyo, pansinin nyo guys yung nakalagay, live news dun sa channel. Kung matatandaan nyo yung kay Doggy, hindi ko na kasi siya ni-review dahil marami na ako nag-review na hacker or researcher. Kung matatandaan nyo yung kay Doggy, ganyan din yung ipinangalan sa kanyang channel. Okay? So, proceed tayo. Medyo i-forward ko ng konti ito para makita natin yung mismong ano ba yung nangyari kay Lee dito sa YouTuber na to, kay Lee Zavits. Ano yung nangyari sa kanya? Paano natin poprotektahan din yung ating mga sarili sa ganitong klase ng attack. So, forward ko lang ng konti, guys, ha.
Was streaming out to 50,000 bots. Gonna go unsubscribe because you had no idea. So it looks as who knows where that would have took you. But let's rewind a bit in case you're wondering how this all happened. I also want to run through the steps so that you can prevent yourself from going through the exact same thing that I had to go through. And unfortunately, I learned the hard way, but you know, I'll timestamp this video if you just want to learn how to protect and secure your YouTube channel and your identity if you don't care what happened to me. So there's a lot of email scams going around right now. I'm sure lots of you have seen them. Most of them are obviously so fake that you would never even entertain the idea of opening, like the lost cousin in Africa has left you $2 million and they need your bank information to wire you the money, or other people offering you 80.
Alright, so yung sinasabi niya, guys, actually ito, guys, ang tawag dito is social engineering. Parte pa rin siya ng attack na nangyayari. Pero merong pinaka main attack dito na ginawa ang hacker. So, para i-shortcut natin ng konti, ang nangyari sa kanya, guys, merong nag-o-offer, ayan, may mga nag-o-offer ng parang in a way collaboration na magpo-promote ng product or application or games. Kalimitan yung iba games na i-test mo to, tapos i-promote mo sa channel mo, i-test mo yung aming games, babayaran ka namin. Ganun yung nangyayari. Now, through social engineering, conversation, using email, ang nangyari, guys, sasabihin niya dito na meron siyang na-download na file. Pinapadali ko lang para mas mabilis. Ito yung pinakamalapit kasi na steps or methodology na posible na ginamit dito kay ABS-CBN as well as dun sa mga malalaking YouTubers like Doggy, no? So, yan. Sige, tuloy natin ang konti, tapos ipapass forward ko lang ng bahagya.
$80,000 for your YouTube channel. Yeah, the dollar sign was after the 80,000. Clearly fake. There's been a big string of YouTube brand-sponsored integration scams that have been catching a bunch of YouTubers off guard. Unfortunately, I was one of them. And I'm pretty aware of scams and things like this, but nothing about my interaction with the scammer felt off. The big clue was the email that I should have probably double checked, but I didn't because it looked kind of legit. But it came from Gmail. And most companies will not email you from Gmail, they'll email you from their domain. Especially a company of this size. It was not a small brand. But the problem is I've actually dealt with smaller brands that are legit that do use Gmail. So I don't know, I guess it was my bad. It was just bad judgment.
Okay, so pinaliwanag lang niya na ang hinala niya doon nagsimula sa may email. Now, ito na yung pinaka-punto. Dito niya i-explain kung ano yung nangyari sa kanya. Okay, so lagpasan na natin yun na yun, merong nag-offer sa kanya. Tapos ito na yung nangyari.
On my part. So this is kind of basically what went down. I'm trying to be kind of transparent here. They pitched their company's name, that they wanted to work with me and that they wanted to do a sponsored integration and ask my rate. I gave them my number for my rate and they agreed on it. So they kind of continued on. We can give you a license key for the software, but since I already use the software, I said I didn't need one later, and they said that they wanted to try and get the integration out by this date. So I agreed on that time. And then typical for that.
So basically, what's happening guys is nag-uusap sila ng magiging setup nung gagawing sponsorship or meron siyang itetest na application. Nag-uusap na sila kung anong araw or time sila mag-a-agree sa isa't isa, tas anong gagawin ni content creator or ni YouTuber. So nagkokontratahan na sila. Okay? Malamang nagkasundo na rin sila sa presyo kasi yun yung pinaka nagiging kasi talaga nagiging problem kasi pagka inofferan ka, minsan syempre pera yan sino ba namang tatanggi, di ba? So yan.
That, and I downloaded that, and that's my mistake. Either that link hacked me or the file I downloaded, which was a fake MP4 file, which I clicked on because I thought it was a video, and nothing.
Okay, so yun, ganun na. Dahil nagkaroon sila ng agreement, okay, may binigay na file, na link, i-download ko to. So, pag download niya, may dinownload siya na MP4 daw. Sabi, MP4. Kinlik niya, walang nangyari. So, possible na sa MP4 na yun, guys, doon, yung fake MP4 file, doon nagkaroon ng problem na pag-click niya, may ginawang action yon sa computer mo. Okay? Technical siya masyado, pero malalaman natin, i-explain dyan kung ano yung nangyari sa kanya. After nung ginawa niya tong may pinindot siya, tapos i-explain niya na bigla siyang nawalan ng access, may nagpalit ng password. So ito, panoorin natin.
Nothing happened. And I was kind of in the middle of something at the time, so I just deleted the file and figured I'd try it out later. And that was my huge mistake because it was either that link or that file was the hack backdoor to my browser. Anyway, 2 days later,
Okay, take note nyo parang minention na hack. It's either hack or backdoor to my browser. Kasi guys, ito yung isa sa pinagtutuunan ko ng pansin. Yung sa browser niya. Kasi related to dun sa mga 2FAs kung bakit walang nare-receive. Hindi po to related sa mga cell network exploitation kasi mahirap gawin yon. Ito, mas posibleng gawin to kapag may na-download ka or something, no? So, ayan, pakinggan ulit natin.
I'm driving home from a shoot. I get 3 notifications back to back, just like boom, boom, boom. 2-factor authentication turned off.
Number 1, ito na, nawawala. Ito na yun, na-turn off yung 2FA niya.
Recovery email changed, recovery number changed, password changed, and then I was just logged out of everything. And I'm driving and I'm like, what just happened? So I cranked my car off the first exit and I tried to sign back in, and that's when I noticed that the recovery number was changed and wasn't my own. And I'll pop up the security log so you can actually see what they did. They bounced around all over the place when they finally got in. So I instantly started changing all my crucial passwords that I could from my car in the parking lot for like an hour. I wasn't even thinking about my YouTube.
So ito, pinapakita niya yung security logs from Google mismo sa YouTube account niya. After na niya ma-recover. Okay? So, grabe ang dami. Sunod-sunod yung activity. In a matter of, ilan yan? 4:49 to 5:19. Almost 20 minutes lang siya, guys. Na-perform ni attacker yun. Whole account takeover. Wala kang access. As in, fully, ignored ka na sa mismong sarili mong account. So, ayan. Tingnan natin ulit.
YouTube channel at the time because I was just worried about my business email being hacked and all the things that are linked to it. Unfortunately, my YouTube was also linked to it. I also didn't know who to contact because it's not like that moment. And I want to
medyo forward ko lang
thank all them blasting them with was on the case. They shut it down. Subscribers, and I don't blame the people that unsubscribed. You had no idea it wasn't me. Anyway, they recovered my channel and restored all the content, but it took like a week and a half. And I have no idea how this affects my AdSense or if I'll even get a payment this month. But, you know, there's also a huge strike on my channel at the time, and that has since been removed. I'm just grateful for YouTube support, even though it was kind of slow communication. At least it was taken care of. I also have no idea to what extent on things they got from me from hacking my email. I just have to assume that.
Okay, forward natin ng konti kasi medyo yung story niya regarding do sa mga ginawa niya na lang na after niya ma-hack yung YouTube niya, after ma-hack yung YouTube niya, ano ba yung mga ginawa niya para ma-recover. So, para makapag-proceed tayo dun sa pinakang ano.
But they got everything made. Basically, someone told me they probably cloned my browser and words.
Okay guys, ito na. Ito yung pinaka-highlight.
Basically, someone told me they probably cloned my browser.
Alright. Meron daw nagsabi sa kanya na the attacker probably clone his browser. Possible yan, guys. Dahil nga meron siyang ginawa, meron siyang na-click. Possible na doon sa senaryo ng ABS-CBN, ito'y posible din na hindi naman aware yung isang tao na siguro merong nag-email or nagkokontrata. Kay Doggy ganun din. Pero sinasabi kasi ni Doggy, wala daw siyang kinlik. Either hindi si Doggy, possible na isa sa gumagamit ng kanyang computer, or either one na nasa tabi niya lang or sa circle niya na nakakagamit doon or may nakiklik na something. So, ito yung pinakamalapit, guys. Ano bang purpose kung bakit kinloan yung browser niya? Okay, dito papasok yung isang bypass doon sa tinatawag natin na two-factor authentication. Bakit walang nare-receive na messages, SMS? Dito pumapasok yon.
And spoofed my IP address, and that
Number 1, na-spoof yung IP address niya. Okay? So, na-bypass na kagad yung location protection na tinatawag natin. Kasi, pag ang isang account, nag-login ka sa different place, okay? So, kay Facebook or kay YouTube, ang nangyayari dyan, guys, hindi ka niya nakikilala. So, mostly, parang mag-a-ask siya sa'yo ng 2FA, password, or any question na para maging legitimate ka ba talaga na naglalogin. So, ang ginawa ng hacker, number 1, kinuha, in-spoof yung kanyang IP address. Pag sinabi nating spoof, ginaya yung kanyang IP address, guys. Okay?
that's how they're able to get into the back of everything I have without triggering two-factor authentication.
Exactly. Hindi na trigger yung 2FA dahil dun sa IP address. Kasi para nangyayari kay attacker, kahit pineperform niya yan sa ibang lugar, ang nangyayari, parang ginagawa niya yung atake dito mismo sa lugar na to. Kasi na-spoof na yung kanyang IP address. Okay?
So this is where I want to talk about security and securing yourself from this happening to you, because I've learned a lot in the last couple days. And I'll be honest, I just assumed that two-factor authentication had my back.
Okay, so yun. Yun yung isang atake nangyari, guys. Yun yung pinakamalapit talaga. Yun yung binigyan ko ng highlight. Yung nangyari na kinuha yung kanyang IP address. So, for sure, malaking impact yun. Kaya, possible din, ito rin yung nangyari kay Doggy, na-spoof yung kanilang IP. Kaya, hindi nag-trigger yung two-factor authentication. Okay? Maraming pwedeng atake, pero ito yung pinakamalapit, guys. Now, ito na, ipapaliwanag ni Lee, nitong YouTuber na to, kung ano yung mga gagawin. Re-reviewin natin kung tama ba yung kanya ipapaliwanag, or ano ba yung mga steps na pwedeng, may itatama ba tayo, or tama ba yung mga sinabi niya. Okay? So, reviewin natin, guys, para maprotektahan nyo yung mga sarili.
And I didn't really take security that serious. I think a lot of this is just because of convenience and Chrome handling all my logins and things like that. But now everything's like mega locked. And I'd suggest getting a password manager. There's lots out there like LastPass or 1Password. Basically, just encrypt and manage all your logins and passwords so that you only have to remember one password.
Okay, so yung first suggestion niya para i-protect niyo yung sarili niya, guys, is gumamit kayo ng password manager. That's good, no? Kung lalo na dun sa mga nahihirapan magtanda, kung mapapansin nyo, meron akong password reuse na vlog, yung pinaka-recent last, na pare-pareho yung password. Ito yung isang way para i-protect nyo rin yung sarili nyo. Gumamit kayo ng password manager para hindi nyo natatandaan yung mga password nyo. So, ito, ganun din. Yung suggestion niya dito is good. Good yan. Gumamit ng password manager. Pwede yan. Okay? So,
and that's just your master password. 1Password has a free trial if you want to try it out. I'll put a link in the description. You can check that out and set it up for yourself. They'll allow you to have it. I had SMS two-factor authentication pretty much on any site that'll allow you to have it. I had SMS two-factor authentication on my emails, or just send you a text with a login code. But since my browser auto logs me in when I'm on this IP address, it never triggered anything when the hacker was.
Exactly. So, yun yung ginawa ng hacker, guys, na kaya niya in-spoof yung IP address para hindi na mag-trigger. Kasi magti-trigger yan kapag ka naglalagin ka sa ibang location, nagti-trigger yan ng mga 2FA. So, yun yung ginawa ng hacker, kagaya na sinabi ko kanina.
Was able to do the same. So I'd strongly recommend you remove your phone number from two-factor authentication on anything you can, and just use something like Google Authenticator or Authy. Basically, they're apps that will just be on your device only, that has like a rolling code every...
Okay, Japs, tama ba yun? Yung nire-recommend niya, tanggalin yung SMS, tapos paltan mo na lang. Guys, yung 2FA kasi is a second level of security na ipaliwanag ko na yun sa mga previous vlog ko. Now, kung meron ka namang, madali naman kasi mag-install nung Google Authenticator or Authy sa cellphone nyo, mas maganda na gamitin nyo na lang yung app kaysa sa SMS. Kasi nga may mga maraming attack kasi sa SMS kagaya ng mga SIM jacking attack. So medyo malawak na yan. So para ma-less natin yung ganung possibility, mas okay na yung app yung gamitin. Pwede yan, okay, yung recommendation niya maganda yun.
Every 30 seconds, and once you've logged in with the correct password, it's going to ask for that authenticator code, and it's way...
Ang pinag-usapan dito, 2FA yung kanyang binibigay na recommendation, guys, two-factor authentication.
More secure because it's only on your device, like your iPhone, your iPad. Instead of sending you a text, in the awful event, your number also gets hijacked by a SIM swap, but that said, having any...
SIM swap or SIM jacking, mga ganyang atake. So, para maiwasan, yun yung pinaparating niya. Wag na lang SMS. So, gamitin na lang is mga mobile app. May mga authenticator, guys, like Google Authenticator, okay?
Any form of two-factor authentication is better than not having anything at all, especially if the site will offer it. Another recommendation I would say is getting a Google Voice number or a VoIP number so that you can add that to accounts, so it's not your own personal number and it keeps it way more private and out of the hands of hackers. But you can
okay din yun. Okay din si Google Voice number.
Even go a step further like I did and get a Titan key. This is a hardware encryption two-factor authentication that basically...
Alright. So, eto sa tingin ko, guys, eto yung pinaka-the best recommendation na ginawa niya. Yung pinapakita niya, guys, is a hardware device. May mga iba't ibang brand. Actually, ayan, ito yung maganda. Sakto. So, meron ako niyan. Ito, guys, nakikita nyo, nakakwintas sa akin. Ito, guys, is, explain niya yan. Tingin ko explain niya. Sige, hayaan mo na natin explain niya.
It talks with your login, and it's assigned to your accounts. And when you type in your password, it'll ask you for the hardware key. I have a USB one as well as a Bluetooth one for mobile devices. Basically, if you don't have this on you or plugged in, you can't access your account at all.
Tama po yun. So, yun. Kaya napansin nyo, guys, meron ako nito, no? Para i-back up natin yung kanyang recommendation. Pinaka-the best recommendation na narinig ko. Ang gumamit po nitong hardware na to. Ang tawag dito, guys, is, eto yung two-factor authentication, pero hardware. So, yung sa akin, is, ang tawag dito is YubiKey. So, ang brand kasi nung sa akin is YubiKey, guys. Nabibili to, I'm not sure kung magkano, nasa 1,000 plus yata siya. So, ito yung kapalit, alternative nung phone, SMS, or yung app. So, ito yung pinaka-secure for me, The best way is gumamit nito. Bakit? Kasi, para ma-hack ka, kailangan yung kunin to sa akin. Nakasabit sa katawan ko to, guys. So, kailangan yung suntukan muna sa akin bago nyo ma-hack yung aking account. Okay, so best recommendation yung sinabi niya na gumamit itong hardware na to, okay? Kasi may encryption method na ginagawa si hardware. Lahat hina-handle na niya. So basically ang gagawin mo, pag nag-login ka ng username password, hihingan ka ng 2FA, isasaksak mo to, USB po ito, USB. Isasaksak mo din, itatap mo lang yan. Okay, pag tap mo niyan, malalagin ka. Okay? Kapag wala si attacker nito, kahit meron siya nung username and password mo, hindi siya makakalagin. So, one of the best recommendation na narinig ko sa kanya is gumamit kayo ng ganitong hardware. Saan nabibili to? Nasa-search yan sa internet. Yung sa akin, guys, YubiKey. Okay? Kasi hindi ko sure kung anong mas mura. Meron kasi mga iba't ibang brand. So, ayun. Maganda na nabanggit niya to at sakto. Meron ako nito. Lagi ko tong dala. No? Kasi baka mamaya ihak ako ng mga kasama ko sa bahay, yung kapatid ko. Joke lang. So, yun. Gumamit kayo sa mga content creator. I suggest yung malalaking content creator like Doggy, nahack na si Doggy. So, kung nanonood ka man, kung mapapanood mo to, eto, sinasuggest ko to, napakamura lang para sa'yo nito. Bumili ka ng ganito, guys. Okay? Ang tawag dito is YubiKey. So, yung gamit ko, YubiKey. So, meron siyang binigay na brand yung kanya. Pwede rin naman yan. Hindi ko lang alam, baka mas mahal. So, gamitin nyo guys. Lalo na sa mga malalaking content creator. Tuloy natin.
Makes it way more secure, and it relies on like a physical hardware device to unlock your account.
Exactly.
I honestly don't trust browsers to autofill or save my passwords anymore, so I have Chrome set up to remove cookies and history.
Okay. So, ayun pa, isang magandang ano din yun, suggestion, guys. Every maglalagin kayo sa mga social media account or Google, pwede pong i-remove ang cookies. Okay? So, si cookies, pwede mo siyang i-clear after mong mag-browse or whatever. So, good practice na i-clear siya. Kaso nga lang, ang problema, pag clear mo siya, once na bumalik ka, maglalagin ka na naman. Pero okay lang po yun kasi ang nangyayari lagi dyan is usability versus security na naman yan eh. So, ipagpapalit mo ba yung security ng information mo? Meron din palang settings yung sinabi niya na pag close mo ng browser, automatic na di-delete yung cookies. So, madali yan. Madaling pag-aralan sa internet kung paano yung how to auto-delete cookies, browser cookies. Search nyo lang, no?
Kind of seems drastic and inconvenient, but so is potentially having this happen again. So, these are the steps that I've taken to secure myself. Probably none of this stuff would have happened if I had this set up. Well, if I never had downloaded the file, probably this
Exactly. Doon kasi lahat nagsimula eh. Alright?
never would have happened either. The next thing you should consider, if you haven't already, is using a separate email address that's not connected to anything. So that's the email that's going to go on the About Me section or the Contact Me section on YouTube that goes on your channel.
Okay, so itong last naman, medyo optional na lang din siya. So, okay lang din. Ibang email yung gamitin mo para yung business-related things, doon ka kukontakin. So, hindi expose yung email mo, personal email mo mismo talaga na ginagamit.
And this is the email that brands are actually going to contact you through.
Medyo forward natin, guys.
Not connected to the time you can. This is gonna, I didn't have it turned on at this time when I downloaded this file, and it might have saved my butt from being hacked.
Alright, ayun. So, paggamit ng VPN, parang yun yung sinabi niya dito, no, sa last.
I didn't have it turned on at this time when I downloaded this file, and it might have saved my butt from being hacked, because then the hacker wouldn't have had my actual IP address and my location, and it probably would have triggered two-factor authentication if I had used an actual VPN. But I guess the biggest takeaway from this is that if you're approached by a brand or a company to do an integration that you haven't dealt with before, make sure to double check, triple check, quadruple check who's sending this file.
Alright, so yun yung pinaka talagang takeaways, guys, na pag may nag-o-offer sa inyo, no, lalo na sa malaking content creator, wag basta grab. Kailangan suriin yung maigi, no, yung nag-o-offer kung legit ba talaga. Napaka critical nung ganitong bagay. Alright.
Do some research on the person, make sure they're legit. Also, don't download any files that look iffy.
Yun yung pinaka the best. Huwag kayo magda-download ng kahit na anong file at huwag kayo mag-i-install sa inyong computer.
I'm not clicking anything in an email anymore. If it says click here, even if it's from a real brand, I'm not going to do it. Unfortunately, I believe the person was who they said they were. Because they used the same name and profile image, they were...
Ayun, so parang ano na to, last na to eh, yung sinasabi na lang niya yung nangyari, no, yung pagpapanggap nung nakausap niya. So yun lang, guys. Actually yung nangyari dito, yun sa ABS-CBN at saka kay Doggy before, eto yung pinakamalapit na attack na ginawa sa kanila. Although tingin ko hindi sila aware na baka may na-click sila or may na-download sila. Kaya guys, eto yung posibleng nangyari. At napakaganda ng mga binigay na rekomendasyon dito, no, ni Lee. So, ang ganda ng mga recommendation niya, guys. Gawin nyo yan, lalo na sa mga malalaking content creator. Shoutout to Lee Zavits dito sa YouTube channel na to. Naka-subscribe ako sa kanya. Sobrang legit nung mga advices niya. So, ayun. Yun lang naman. So, yun ang aking pagsusuri kung sa tingin ko kung paano na-hack to si ABS-CBN News Channel. Ganon din yung mga ibang channel. So, naway sundin nyo or gawin nyo yung mga security precautions na binigay niya, in-advise niya. And maging mapanuri lagi kayo sa mga nare-receive nyo ng mga emails, something like that. So, yun lang, guys. Hopefully, meron tayong nakakuha dito sa aking ginawang video. Sana ma-secure natin yung mga YouTube accounts natin. So, wag po natin gawa ng issue or gawing political, no, yung nangyayari ngayon kasi hindi maganda yon. So, ayun. Hopefully, mag-release din ng statement si ABS mismo na mag-confirm na talagang nahack yung account nila. So sana wag na lang gawin politika, baka mamaya itago tapos palabas na ganito nga talaga dahil nga sinisisi yung ating gobyerno. So sa mga tao naman, maging mapanuri kayo at mag-research kayo. May Google naman, may internet. So wag tayong maging dive in na lang sa issues, lalo na pag political yung pinag-uusapan, napakahirap ng usapang political na. Yun lang guys ang aking may advice at sana gawin natin yung mga security na measures na nabanggit dito ni Lee Zavits para hindi na maulit yung ganito nangyayari lalo sa malaki content creator. At kung bago ka dito sa aking channel, i-subscribe mo guys, tapos ikalat mo na din sa mga friends mo dahil para aware sila, lalo na yung mga content creator na yan, yung mga kakilala nyo. Maraming salamat, sana may natutunan kayo and peace out.